Hi, James Gurney on a ranch in DuBois, Wyoming. I want to turn this tractor into a robot, and I want to keep this look of the gray outer shell, like the skull, the eyes can be the headlights, and all this inner workings of the motor in painted red metal. So I'll use the material and the lighting, but change the forms. Let's get started. Yeah,
they're a great old tractor.
Turned your robot into a, your tractor into a robot.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Really like that.
Thank you. Now I start by sketching the image that's in my mind of the seated robot. And when Tom Lucas comes by, the cowboy, to tell me about it, I asked him about the tractor. Tell me about that old tractor, because that seems like that thing has quite a history.
It's an old 48 Ford Ferguson, and it's been around for a good many years. And I used to, way back when I had my place on the reservation down there, I had one just like it, and they were really a good tractor. You know, they're not a powerhouse, but for light stuff, they can really do a nice job. And then I bought that one there, and for the ranch here, and then the ranch is going to buy it from me so they can stay here and they can use it and work it. But yeah, they're a great old tractor.
So it's still pretty useful.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's
what do you use it for?
Right there.
Oh, you use it for
mowing hay, raking hay, dragging your meadows. You can. I got a blade with it, and that cultivator there is for ripping. You know, if you have some high spots in the hayfield, you can run that down through there and get the water down through there a little easier. And, there's just a million little things that you can use that thing for. You know, and like I say, it's not like if you were trying to cut some ditches, it's a little light for that. But you know, just general. Yard work, i.e. the farm, it does a great job.
Did you paint it up too? It's a pretty...
Nope, it was that way when I bought it.
Yeah.
So I'll pretty it up,
Oh, yeah.
Of course, what the heck, this will drive something pretty, something ugly, hadn't you?
Okay, and say your name and where we are.
I'm Tom Lucas, and we're here at Spring Ranch, and beautiful fall day, and I was the ranch manager for 4 years until I gave my notice a couple months ago, and I'll be in town working my gallery now.
Very good, thanks so much. So I'll go with that color scheme of gray for the outer shell and red for the inner workings.
Why not? We have an hour, so no time like the present.
Oh, we've only got an hour? Well, we're with a group of other artists painting here.
Is that transparent watercolor, James?
This is gouache, actually. But I'm using it transparently to start out.
I think using gouache is probably in the end run smarter than using transparent watercolor because you have the safety. You can always go opaque.
I have gotten a set of the gouache, but haven't started experimenting with them yet.
I think you'll like it.
I think I will, given that I like the casein.
Yeah, the very Jim says they're right. I'm painting mistakes. I'm getting to where I want to. See, Jim? It's working on it.
Yeah, me too. I'm also working on it. Well, right now I'm just going in to do these rib cage details. And I'm looking at the engine structure to get ideas, but trying to translate it into my memories of what a robot or what a skeleton should look like. That gray engine hood cover protects the delicate inner parts and casts a shadow over them. And I can try to pick up on that same lighting idea and the color arrangement as I work out the forms on this robot. I've just got a few colors to start out, black and flame red and burnt umber. So there's the robot sleeping out by the barn.
Oh yeah.
Most people don't know that's really a robot.
Yeah, I would not have known till I saw your painting. It's excellent.
He's got the hood of the old tractor face.
That is fantastic.
Well, you know, in the next probably 10 or 15 years, we're all going to have our own personal autonomous assistants, right?
Yeah. We have
By
Siri
then,
now.
15 years?
We have a robot voice.
I need 2 by then.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, this is hardly even science fiction because already we've gotten some human-machine symbiosis with the helicopter roundups in Australia. And there are already some autonomous robots which are used in ranching for rounding up cattle. The Swagbot is one of them. So it's not too far-fetched to imagine robots helping out cowboys on ranches. I love the warm reflected light on the side of that log cabin. Isn't that great? Jeanette, everyone's packing up for lunch, and we're the last 2 painting. So I'm just going to go in and try to knock in the background, and then I'll have to do a lot of it from memory probably. I'm mostly staying transparent here with the watercolor. But in order to get a smooth, flat blue sky, it really does help to have some white mixed in.
Remember, cleanup is not a sport. Thank you so much.
This is John Finley, and we're out at the Finley Ranch, which was started over 100 years ago by my grandfather Duncan. And there's just a lot of old buildings and stuff still around.
Well, now we're at the Finley Ranch, another ranch entirely, but fortunately there's some tractors here that I can use to fill in. But I need to fix this picture because right now the value organization isn't working, and usually when there's a problem with the picture, it's a value organization. What I want to do is change the values around the head of the seated robot and lighten it all around here, and then darken it down here and lose the silhouette into the mass of dark. So I'll have to contrive some light value here, carry that down here, and just simplify both the values and the colors in the background. And I've turned your tractor into a sleeping robot.
Well, I like that. Pretty amazing. Really like that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's never know what you might find when you come out on your ranch.
Yeah. It actually belonged to the CM.
Oh, okay.
Where, you know.
Yeah.
And the engine seized up on it. And so they gave it to a friend of mine, Tyler Sorch, who is originally from North Dakota. He was going to take it home with him, but then he decided he wasn't going to haul it clear to North Dakota. So he says, "You want that tractor?" I said, "Sure." But you know, the engine's seized up, so it doesn't. But I've been told that you might be able to bust it loose, but I've never gotten around to trying that.
Yeah. What year is it? What kind of model?
You know, these old tractors didn't change a whole lot, so it's probably late 40s to late 50 model, somewhere in there, I suppose. Yeah. Not exactly sure when they started making the diesel. This is a diesel. There's the M, which was a gas, and then this is the MD, which stands for diesel. And
what have you used it for?
Actually, nothing. It's set right where we
pulled
it down after we unloaded it, because
yeah,
I was going to work on it and see if I could even just pull it and pop the clutch and see if it would bust. You know. Yeah. But a guy told me one time he did it by putting a chain up and over with a handyman jack and a block of wood on the cylinder, and just busted it loose that way.
Oh yeah.
But if I could get it running, I could use it I could actually put the little backhoe that's on that tractor over there on this.
Oh yeah.
I could use that little tractor for some other things. But yeah, it's So it's just sat there, and you can tell how long it's been sitting there because that tree wasn't there when I.
Yeah, I noticed that tree was growing up around it.
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about having all the artists on the property?
Actually,
they notice things that you didn't notice as much?
It's kind of, there's always, little what people pick to paint.
Yeah, it's surprising sometimes,
yeah.
isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you brought your stuff out and painted here much?
It's one of those things that's right here, and I don't get around to it.
Yeah, I know.
And
Same with us.
I need to do that, and I need to get more plein air,
Yeah.
stuff going. But I did one yesterday with John and Susie, just on the bridge looking up the Wind River right below the center there by the park, and it came out all right. There was a couple of people walked by, tourists, I guess.
Yeah.
Not connected with SKB, but one guy stopped and looked at it, and he said, "That looks better than what I'm looking at."
Yeah,
So,
well, that's what you want.
Yeah. But I'll probably either bring it in tonight or tomorrow.
Great.
Put it
Well,
in
I think
there.
everyone's having a good time.
Yeah.
If the weather turns bad on Friday, we'll probably go indoors again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's starting. You can tell I think it's coming in now.
Yeah.
So yeah, tomorrow might not be all that good either. Is that gouache kind of, or is that?
casein.
Oh, that's the casein.
Yeah, so it's water-based. It's really a lot like gouache,
Yeah.
but it does have more of a sealed surface when it dries. So while I'm painting this, someone comes up and says, "That's a funny pose. It looks like he's taking a squat." And I realize it does look like a funny pose. So it might be better to make him with his feet outward. So I'm going to make that change now. I'm assuming this robot had something seize up in his gyrators. Maybe he worked years ago on the farm, but now there's something wrong with him and he doesn't work anymore, just like that tractor. Maybe the other robots are more sophisticated than he is. It makes me wonder, how would you train a robot, or would they train each other? So I asked John how he trained horses.
When they're real young, but you start them at 3-year-old or something like that. They've got some instincts that you can tell whether they're going to be a good horse usually.
Yeah.
There's some horses that you just never can break hardly, and those a lot of times are ones that ended up in rodeos for bucking stock.
Yeah. And the CM Ranch, the horses there, are they known for anything? I mean, they're mainly for Dude Ranch.
Yeah, those are all pretty calm horses. Like a friend of mine one time said, there's too many good horses to keep a bad horse. So like the Dude Ranches, they can't afford to keep a horse that's going to hurt somebody. So they, and of course anything unexpected can happen around any kind of livestock, but they keep a pretty good string of, good gentle horses. And it's, not all horses are dude horses, because some horses, no matter how well broke they are, they still will spook from something.
Yeah.
And you can't have that with somebody that's an inexperienced rider on them.
Yeah. I want to put a fringe of foliage around the edges of the picture just to show that he's in the weeds. So I used the casein and I set up this dark tone to make a big movement of tone from the center of the plant to the outward leaves, and rub it with my finger to blend it a little bit while it's still wet. A ranch in Wyoming with a sleeping robot. Maybe one that works with cowboys. As a concept artist, I love working with cowboys and finding out how they see their horses and how they see their tractors, because it adds something to my imagination with an idea like this. We're about to enter a new era of human history where we have to partner with these machines that may be more intelligent than horses and maybe more intelligent than us. And if that happens, it might be smart drones and intelligent androids who are in charge of the roundup, the cattle drive, and the rodeo. Okay, thanks for watching. You might want to check out my website or subscribe to my channel. And then here's a playlist with more good stuff and a video that continues the story. So check them out and share with your friends.